Welcome back to another Tarkov gun build video. Today I'm going to cover some mid-game builds for the AKs that will help you complete quests and make you money on your journey to level 40. Hey everyone, I wanted to cover some builds to get you guys through the middling levels, specifically the 20 to 40 area. I have 3 builds to cover, one for the AK74N, the AK104, and the AKM. I chose the first 2 builds because they're generally easy builds to make, and the AK74N build is made in such a way that it looks cheap, so you're more likely to recover it from insurance. And the AK104 is kind of a more high-end build of the 3, so that you can have a bit of fun while leveling here. The AKM build is in there as well, so that when you get to the Punisher questline, you have at least one mid-game build to run with that is also easily suppressible for other quests. These builds won't be budget, but they also won't be extremely expensive to run, so I hope you guys enjoy, and let's get into the AK74N build. For this build, we're going to start with a completely stock AK74N from Prapor. From him, we grab the TT01 rear sight rail and rubber butt pad for AKs. Next, you're going to head to Peacekeeper and grab the CAA RS47 handguard, the SAW style pistol grip for AKs, black or tan, whichever you prefer, and then I got an EOTech from him, but a sight that I've been using more frequently that I don't see used often standalone is actually the Delta Point reflex sight, and if you wanted to use this, go ahead and grab the cross slot mount for Delta Point sights and the loophole Delta Point reflex sight. The last bits from Peacekeeper are the RVG foregrip and X400 flashlight. The final parts come from Skier, and they are the DTK muzzle brake for 545 and 762 AKs, as well as the RP1 charge handle. If you wanted to suppress this gun, you can grab a PBS suppressor from Fleet for approximately 26k at the time of this video, or 35k from Prapor if the price isn't lower than Prapor's price. It's somewhat expensive, but I know that the extra money tends to help me a lot in raids to either kill teams more easily because they don't know where I am, and to draw less attention to my spot on the map in general. Moving on to the next build, we have the AK104 mid-game build. The idea with this build is to give you a nice all-rounder that's a bit more expensive than the AK74N, but a bit more of a high-end mid-game build. To start off, you'll want to grab an AK104 stock from Prapor or the flea market, and as of this video, they're 30k or so on flea and 53k from Prapor. Next, head to Prapor and buy the rubber butt pad for AKs and the PBS 762x39 suppressor. The magazines I used with this build are also the 30 round 762 magazines for the AK103, and these ones are black. Next, head to Peacekeeper and buy the X400 flashlight, a SIG Bravo scope, and a cross mount for Delta Point sights and a Delta Point reflex sight. The last parts from Peacekeeper are the SAW style pistol grip for AKs and the RVG foregrip. Finally, you're going to head over to Skier and grab the RP1 charge handle for an extra 1 ergonomics and the X47 handguard. Overall, this build will be a bit pricier, but it is a nice gun to run with the stats coming out to 90 vertical recoil and 57 ergonomics. Now, 90 recoil does sound like a lot, but hear me out. This is a 762x39 AK, so it does have a harder kick, but having a suppressor still sitting at 57 ergonomics is fairly good, and if you're going to tap fire, or if you're able to tap fire and keep full auto on for select situations only, this gun will handle great. The AKM I'm covering next ends up with 93 vertical recoil and 55 ergonomics, and is a longer version of this gun and does not have a suppressor. So with that mentioned, let's get into the final build today, which is for that AKM. To start with, you'll need to grab a stock AKM from Prapor on the flea market. Next, grab the polymer AK74 stock and the rubber butt pad for AKs from Prapor as well. Next, head to Peacekeeper and grab the SAW style pistol grips for AKs, the CAA RS47 handguard, RVG foregrip, SIG Bravo scope, the cross mount for Delta Point sights, the Delta Point reflex sight, and the X400 flashlight. Next, head to Skier and grab the DTK muzzle brake for 545 and 762 AKs, the Bastion dust cover, and the RP1 charge handle. The build comes out to 55 ergonomics and 93 vertical recoil, making it a decent choice for 7.62 AKs. This should help you get through the Punisher questline and can also be easily converted to a suppressed 7.62 AK. However, if you plan to run suppressed and aren't doing the Punisher questline, I suggest you watch my AK104 build previous, because the suppressor, or with a suppressor, it has 57 ergonomics, whereas this builder with the same suppressor sits at 37 ergonomics, which is much lower. My hope for these builds is to give you something to carry you through your mid-game quests and levels into the endgame. The builds do come out to be somewhat expensive, but perform well and in some cases look kinda basic like the AK74N, so you're more likely to receive them back from insurance. The AK104 is more of a PvP focused build, and the AK74N the general questing, and the AKM is mostly there because of the quests that require you to use it. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please consider subscribing and liking the video as it helps the channel a lot. I have links to my Discord channel and Twitch down below, as well as my social media if you're interested in following me there. Thanks again, and I'll catch you in the next video.